Welcome everyone back to another episode of Bold of You to Say.
We're all gonna die.
We made a very bad call last week, saying that it was a slow news week. We jinxed it. We took a little bit to talk about what happened the literal day after we recorded last week. This was a speed round episode. We did a lot of quick topics, a lot of fun stuff.
We always do fun stuff. Cocaine, crack. I think those are the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah, there's timestamps listed out down below, so you can skip to whatever topic you'd like if you want to, skip the politics or whatever and just jump straight into Star Wars, which is famously apolitical. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever your platform allows. No, Jared, that's your job.
That's right.
To piss their pants.
I'm pissing my pants right now.
Follow us on social media. Those will all be linked in the description. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. Leave us a review on Podchaser. That's linked at the top of the description, I believe. And without further ado, let's just jump right into it.
Yes. Let's dip our toe into the lake that is this podcast. So we were wrong about last week.
Yeah, last week on Bold of You to Say, let's do a reenactment. All right. Last time, or what was it? Previously on Bold of You to Say. Gosh, it's such a slow news week, isn't it, Jared?
Oh boy, it is. You guys are lazy.
I sure hope nothing happens tomorrow. Oh no.
Man, it'd be insane if there was a terrorist attack immediately after this.
Yeah, good thing nothing bad has happened this week up to this point, Tuesday, January 5th.
Yeah. God damn it. Boy, did we fuck the dog on that one. Oh.
Yeah, talk about jinxing it. My God.
I bring bad luck. I take full responsibility for the terrorist attack.
I give you full responsibility. You need to do better.
Report me to the FBI. I'm responsible. 100%. I'm the one that caused it.
So yeah, for anyone living under a rock for the past couple weeks, as of this episode releasing, there was a terrorist attack in Washington D.C. at the country's capital, and that's what it was. It was a terrorist attack. It was an act of sedition. It was an act of terror, and many other official sounding bad things. So our general reactions, we in all of our reviews we give our general reactions first. I would like to begin with fuck. No, so my reaction to what happened in Washington, it basically boils down to why is everyone acting so surprised?
I mean, people are constantly, like, I for one, am an example of this. People are constantly talking about, let's go take the fight to the government and shit. No one actually ever thought someone would. In this case, No one ever thought it would be the people that worship the government like Jesus.
Yeah, no, you'd think that all of the MAGA chuds that are like,
chuds.
Yeah, back the blue. We love the police. We love the police so much. And how dare you not get on your knees and suckle at the pee-pee of the police?
The
You'd think that those people wouldn't do something like, I don't know, bludgeon a police officer to death with a fire extinguisher?
Yeah, I think it was. I one time told someone it was a fire hydrant. That is not what it is. If they did do that, I'm impressed. Very impressed. But no, it was a fire extinguisher, which isn't
That's the
impressive.
power of MAGA cope.
Oh my God, copium.
Yeah, that's what copium does to your body. It gives you the strength to rip out a fire hydrant.
Use it like
and
a
and you
behemoth
know,
from Fallout 3.
yeah, and bludgeon a police officer to death
Fucking
because
hell.
you love the police so much.
Yeah. No, I think that's the most ironic thing. I don't remember there being any, like... Were there any cops that were killed during the BLM riots?
I don't know how there could be any, because they all preemptively, like, basically nuked the rallies with tear gas.
Yeah.
You know,
Ironic.
they were going in with full. They were battle ready.
Ironic. The people that supported them the most were the ones that killed the most. I mean, the most still just being one officer, but still, like...
No, I think there were multiple officers that were killed. Let me.
Wait,
let me
they killed
Google this.
more than one?
Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie, pull that up. Oh, I forgot. I have a new engraver. I know this is completely off topic. I just wanted to say I found my engraver.
Nice.
I'm going to engrave my teeth.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is from BuzzFeed. A Capitol police officer on duty during the coup attempt has died by suicide.
Oh my God. Don't worry, though. He's a crisis actor. It didn't happen, Alex.
So this is from CNBC. More than 50 police officers were hurt at pro-Trump riot at the Capitol that also killed 4.
Fucking hell.
So I don't know if that's 4 like total or 4 police officers. I know that there was one woman that got shot for, breaking into the
Terrorism.
Capitol.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo, poor thing. And then there was the cop that died by suicide, and the one that was, bludgeoned to death by a MAGA chud with a fire extinguisher. But anyway, setting the numbers aside, yeah, no one should have been surprised by this. No one should have been surprised by what happened, because take this with a grain of salt. I guess this is just my perspective, but from my experience being around conservatives, growing up around conservatives, having being in that general atmosphere, conservatives already had a pretty radical ideology even before that point.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Because for my whole life growing up around in a generally conservative area, their attitude is generally like, you gotta have guns. Like, okay, so there's one particular relative that I have that I will use as an example that I've talked about before, who is like the epitome of like MAGA chud, and he always has been for as long as I've known him. And he's said since like the Obama years, like, oh yeah, you gotta have guns, you gotta have a stockpile of guns. So if the tyrannical government ever tries to take my guns away, I gotta protect myself.
Yeah.
And that's not like a unique thing just to him or just to my area. Like, conservatives have been broadcasting for since the beginning of time that they have a stockpile of weapons. So if the government ever does something that they don't like, basically, they can do a terrorism.
Oh yeah, because like there's that one line in the Constitution that says if the government goes against the people, overthrow it. I feel like that's so vaguely defined though that everyone thinks it applies to everything. Because
what part are you referring to?
I can't remember if it's the Constitution or the other thing, but there's a part that's like, oh yeah, if the government it goes evil, you gotta overthrow it. It's the people's will. But it's like that just because your candidate lost doesn't mean the government's evil. Like if by that standards, then the liberals should have declared mass acts of terrorism when Trump won. Like,
yeah. No,
for example, if the government was to be evil, would be if the current president decided to launch a terrorist attack on their, the government buildings. That would be, cause for some, stuff.
Yeah. No, I guess I guess it's kind of a more like nitty gritty, like I guess moral debate about, like I guess you could say that the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution have a general spirit of like, yeah, if the government is tyrannical, you should overthrow it. Like, sure, yeah,
But like that's if it's actual
that,
tyrannical. Just it being another party in charge doesn't qualify.
But if
that's
you're
just how the
about,
government has been for years.
Yeah, but if you're talking about the letter of the law and I guess the social contract, what they did is in an academic sense, fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like,
Chuck Norris was there.
I don't know how to explain to people that losing an election isn't tyranny. And I don't know how to explain that you can't just start an insurrection at the Capitol and plan to take hostages without consequences.
I mean, don't explain. Just let the government do its job. They're rounding up some of them. But the thing is that always amazes me, especially about this current thing, is that they were able to arrest people based on Etsy purchases during other riots, but this time around they need Twitter's help to identify people in pictures with no masks where they are the sole subject of it.
Yeah, okay. That really bothered me. So why was the Patriot Act put into place? Why do we have mass surveillance if we can't identify people that showed their faces at a terrorist attack at the Capitol?
Yeah.
Why did the FBI have to use Twitter to find out who was involved in the insurrection?
The FBI
all the replies were just photos of the event that came out in real time.
Yeah. My favorite thing, though, is the FBI had to unblock all the furries they blocked just so they could get more people in on the search.
Oh.
Also, that's a story and a half for you guys.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna ask you about that after we're done with News Minute.
All right. Today is going to be a fun episode, boys. I hope you enjoy it, you dirty little urchins.
All right, so anyway, back on track, though.
Back to terrorism.
Also, this was like definitely going to happen. Like anyone that's like paying attention could have seen this happening, like at least as a possibility.
I've been saying for like the past 4 months, this is going to be a civil war. Get your hatchets ready. We're going to get some Nazi scalps.
Yeah.
This is just like the first... Well, not even the first. This is just the next stage in a long series of leading up to that inevitability.
Yeah. No, I saw that Donald Trump tweeted on December 30th, and this is all caps, January 6th, see you in D.C.
January 6th, see you in D.C.
I thought at first, like, hold on, is he like talking about the... Is he talking about the attack? But no, I guess what happened was he had a rally on that same day where he said, the election's stolen. Okay, we got to march on the Capitol.
The election was stolen. Quick, dude, let's just burn down everything. Fucking Palpatine rules. Operation Cinder's in effect.
The election was stolen. Okay, we got to march on the Capitol. We got to execute Order 66.
I mean, basically, like, that's basically what's going on. Star Wars has become our lives, people.
They say that life imitates art.
It's true.
Well, yeah, Donald Trump obviously incited this riot, this insurrection, whatever you want to call it.
It's high treason. Just call it what it is. It's high treason.
Yeah, Trump obviously instigated this and provoked it.
Members of our government decided to try and burn down the government.
Yeah, like when he was saying, like, we gotta march in the Capitol, and leading up to, for the past month and a half, he's been saying, this election, it's stolen, it's fraud. huge, believe me. And he's saying like, we got to do something. The election is stolen, it's fraud. Okay, everyone's in on it. So obviously he's got to face some consequences for it, and he's been banned from Twitter.
He's banned from everything. I saw like
he's banned from Spotify. Can't start a podcast now.
Pornhub's banned him.
By default, we are now more famous on social media than Donald Trump.
Oh my God, you're right. We're bigger than the president.
We technically now have more followers than the president. Let that sink in.
That is amazing. I'm gonna post about it on all my Twitters. All 37
technically,
of them.
we all of us have more followers than the president.
Together as a nation, we have more followers than the president.
In a way, we have seized the means of production. Take solace in that. But no, obviously Donald Trump needs to take responsibility, and he's faced some consequences for it. But the like half of the Republican Party should be facing consequences too, because
absolutely.
Like there were a lot of Republicans that were like, I can't stand by this. I can't stand by the president trying to steal the election for himself by saying that it was stolen by the Democrats.
And look,
can't stand by that, obviously.
I'm going to say
but there were a lot of them that stood by him and said the election's stolen. And by the way, Trump was tweeting during the event, and a lot of people were saying like, oh yeah, don't be violent, of course, but I understand why you're out there. The election was stolen.
Yeah.
You can't disavow the actions of a riot like that. You can't disavow the actions of a terrorist attack while also validating their presence.
No. Trumpy's gonna have it both ways. Ugh, I hate that guy. Like before, it was just that he's a fucking cunt. Now it's just he's an actual terrorist that we're not killing for some reason.
Yeah. But no, you could say that the entire Republican Party is responsible, because anyone that's in it either was one of the MAGA chuds saying, you got to overthrow the government, the election was stolen. It's either that, or people that have stood by for all these years and all these decades, staying in this political party that, like I said earlier, has the general attitude of you got to stay armed, because someday the government will do something that you really don't like. And at that point, got to do a terrorism.
I tell you, some Republicans, I'm going to say this. I won't say they're terrorists, but all Republicans are cunts.
Well, yeah, of course. The conservatism itself is a brain disease.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Like, you would have told me that like a year ago, I probably been like, yeah, maybe not. Everyone has a right. But now it's like, you know what? Fuck rights. We need Nazi scalps on my wall. Yeah, my den's looking great this time of year.
No, it really bothers me that conservatives have been coddled so much up to this point, because the general attitude is like, we got to respect everyone's opinion, and how would you like it if someone called you a Nazi for simply saying that some people are subhuman?
Yeah. No, I always hated those guys. I've always been like, some conservatives are okay. But this whole year, this pandemic and everything that's gone on has really made me realize, no, that was a lie.
Yeah.
The amount of people saying that what happened at the Capitol was just what patriots were supposed to do. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, well, this is what happens.
That sounds like terrorism.
This is what happens when a population is raised with the idea that an opinion is valid just by virtue of being held.
Yeah.
Just because you can think something doesn't mean that it's a smart thing or that it's a valid thing. Like you have the right to your opinion. I guess you have the right to hold the belief in your heart that gay people are lesser than you, or trans people are lesser than you, or any other race is lesser than you. But you're still a moron. You're still an intolerant asshole.
You know,
And
I'm
being
gonna.
called an intolerant asshole for that is not that's not censorship. That's not someone saying that you're lesser. It's someone saying you can't fucking say that and expect to just get by.
I'm going to issue a challenge to all conservatives. I want you to fight my argument that children that cry on airplanes should be executed by the marshals. Tell me I'm wrong, because it's my opinion. That's what I think. Are you trying to silence my freedom of speech? I think we should execute more babies at point blank range with 9mm.
Well, of course, since you have that opinion, it's now a valid opinion, and you got a right to that.
I do.
You can't be silenced on social media for that.
Like, people be like, oh no, that's not right. Only one person thinks that we should lock him up. Well, what about all the other people currently in jail for having that same opinion? I say that that's also silencing freedom of speech. Let the baby killers go.
But no, anyway, I guess.
Okay, but that's the thing, though. Do you see how insane I sound? That's how people say that talk about gay people sound. That's the same level of insane bullshit. But the difference is we allow that because fucking a book said it? A book written like 4, 5, 1,000 years ago?
Yeah, no, that's another thing that bothers me, because if you did say something like, well, shooting babies, I will admit, is
cathartic,
out of the norm, shall I say?
It is not out of the norm.
It's not
we
something
shoot
that you'll
babies all
catch
the time.
anyone saying. But no, like if you say, like, oh yeah, we gotta just hang all the gays, because they go against God's word.
Speaking about that, okay, I want to go on a rant. I'm sorry, I just want to get this.
Let me finish my thing first.
Okay,
if you say something horrendous like that, and people are like, "What the fuck?" I'm not like, if you're an actor, for instance, or an author or whatever, and you say something like that, and people say, "What the fuck? That's horrendous. Why would you say that?" I'm not supporting you anymore. Unfollowed. I'm not, buying your book or seeing your movie. Yeah, then they're canceled, and you can't just get canceled for having an opinion. And it's like,
oh god.
I'm just gonna say it. Canceling does not exist. No one has been canceled unless you're talking about something from the top down, where you're like blacklisted in the industry. Then then you have an argument. But if the general population or the general public decides collectively that they don't want to support you, that's just the market at work.
That's just free speech, baby.
That's the free market, babe.
No, but I want to talk about this though, because the fucking Bible. I'm gonna alienate people with this, but the people go on about how this is the book we need to live by and stuff, and how you can't change any of it. They've changed it fucking so many times. The original version of the Bible is a completely different thing.
Are you referring to the King James version?
There are so many different versions of the Bible. All of them have differences in them. None of them follow the same thing. And people are going to sit there and say that killing gay people is a thing we can't remove from the Bible because it's not right. Well, why are you eating fucking seafood then, fucking Cassandra? You're going against God's will. As an ordained minister, that pisses me off. Don't wear mixed fabrics. I only wear pure cotton.
On the other side of that, though, like,
I'm not against religion, but
you got people that are arguing like, well, actually, the Bible says that a man can't lay with a child. That's what it's saying. The Bible is saying no pedophilia, not not to stone the gays.
Again, the priests have already violated that.
And it's like, so fucking what? If the Bible said don't wear pink on Wednesdays, would you follow that? It should be irrelevant. It should be irrelevant in our lawmaking or our moral decisions.
Wednesday,
if you decide not to sleep with a child, it should be on the merits of it, don't you think?
I'm just saying, Alex, Wednesday is Purple Day. Don't fucking put pink on Purple Day. That's a sin.
But no, the way to argue against biblical homophobia or any kind of biblical bigotry isn't to say, well, actually, the Bible says that it's about the sleeping with children. Don't do that.
Just point out all the
instead
other
of
things that they've committed sin against, because they've done it so many times.
well, instead of basing your argument on the Bible, which is doing that, you're boxing yourself into their framework,
Yeah.
in their context of the world. Instead of doing that, just say, why does your religion get to dictate the law, and why are you letting this book decide your morals? Shouldn't you refrain from murder because murdering is wrong and insane to do?
No, Alex, everyone knows if the Bible didn't exist, I would have already shot you in the face by now, because I wouldn't know what morals are.
To be fair, I would have given you a reason probably up to this point.
Oh my god.
Just pick one and run with it.
Your avatar has a white background. Anyone with a white background in their avatar is a fucking cretin and needs to be shot.
Anyway, we've gone on about this for close to a half hour, so let's wrap up the news minute.
Let's wrap these terrorists up, because the FBI is having a difficult time with it, apparently. Our Federal Investigation Bureau can't wrap up these terrorists, but we're going to.
Let's just get through the last little bit that we had written down about this.
Yes.
So I also wanted to mention it could have been a lot worse. Luckily, luckily it was, it went the way that it did, where it was a very limited amount of like casualties and injuries. Still, the number that we got in terms of casualties and injuries, too high, obviously, for sure, but it could have been a lot worse. Like, when you look at the pictures, there were people going in with zip ties.
Yeah, there's a picture of a guy in like full SWAT armor with like a fucking MAGA hat on. So it looks horrible. He looks like a Fallout character.
Yeah.
And he's got like a bundle of zip ties in one hand and a fucking gun in the other one.
Yeah.
And
so
it's like,
clearly, because looking at the zip ties, like, oh, are they going to do cable management? No, they were obviously, they were planning on taking hostages.
Yeah.
They were going to take Congress hostage and force them to not ratify the election.
Yeah.
So luckily it didn't come to that.
If anything, I think this has made Congress ratify it even harder.
Actually, it did.
Yeah, no,
it did because there were conservatives that were saying like, oh, I was going to object. But after the events that happened today, I realized that it's important to get the winner of the election in office. Side note, that just proves that it's all performative. It's all just performative outrage. But anyway, I digress.
And I digest. And you want to know something, though? Some fun facts that aren't terrible? Being bi in Fallout New Vegas makes you overpowered.
Yeah, let's get into that. So let's get into some of this this speed round rapid fire stuff, because you
I've
came
loaded
in with a bunch of stuff written down.
I loaded these facts into an assault rifle, and we're going to fire them off into the sky. First one, being bi is overpowered in Fallout New Vegas, and I can explain the statistics. So
we haven't discussed this before recording, so I am very I'm very intrigued by this premise. So go ahead.
Fallout New Vegas is a video game made by Obsidian. They were the original creators of Fallout, and they made this game using the Fallout 3 engine. And with the Fallout 3 engine, they added perks and stuff like that, like different, like, it's not the same as Fallout 1 and 2 perks. They're different. For example, there's two. One of them was added into New Vegas. They're called Confirmed Bachelor and Lady Killer. Now, this is for the male one. There's female counterpart ones. I don't know, because I usually play a guy. But these two perks will allow you to do special speech checks and dialogue with either members of the opposite or same sex, depending on which one you collect. But they also have a very big caveat, and that is a 15% bonus to members of the opposite or same sex. And you can have both of them, making your character canonically bisexual, meaning that they do 15% more damage to every single human being, where straight people and gay people will only do 50% damage towards one type of human being. Bi people are overpowered and can kill us all.
Wow.
We have to stop them.
No, I did not expect that.
I told you I can explain with statistics. It is a 15% damage increase for members of both the opposite and same sex.
Yeah, no, I'd say that's just
the only
art
people
imitating life.
The only people that can save us are non-binary, of which they don't exist in New Vegas.
No, that's art imitating life, because bisexuality is overpowered IRL in real life. Because think about it. Think about it.
Well, yeah, they are the living definition of there's plenty of fish in the sea. They're fucking the whole ocean.
Wide open options. You can fit into any kind of
crevice,
culture. You can fit in. You can fit into any kind of like social gathering, gay or straight. You can have barrels of fun at a gay bar, just dancing the night away. Then the next morning, you can go back to Straitsville and blend right in.
As a resident of Straitsville, we've given a title to bisexual people. They're called gay walkers. I assume you've seen Blade. Same premise, just instead of vampires, it's gay people. They're the only ones that can resist it. If a straight man walks into a gay bar, they either immediately turn gay or are eaten alive. There is no other side for it.
No, a wise man once said that John Lennon once said that everyone is bisexual.
You just have to unlock the perks for it.
It's like most people just don't unlock that part of the skill tree.
Shame too, because it's level 2. You could get both of them. You get one at level 1, and then immediately after leveling up, you can get the other.
Being bisexual is like being Hannah Montana in a lot of ways.
You're hiding with a double life?
Well, I meant more in like a figurative sense, but in some cases, sure.
There's a bisexual man. He's a straight Christian one night, and then the next night he's a dancer at a gay club. I can't let my family know about this. It's a secret.
It's the superpower that Freddie Mercury had.
He was
that guy fucked everyone. Yeah, he was bisexual.
I thought he was just straight gay. Oh,
it's a common misconception that Freddie Mercury was gay. No, he was obviously he fucked every other guy in the underground London gay scene. But he also
they live underground.
You know what I mean, you bastard. No, he was heavily involved in like the gay underground in
I'm
London,
sure he was. It's Freddie Mercury.
Right. That's the part everyone knows about. But what's less known is that he was sleeping with all kinds of like female supermodels and stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if Freddie Mercury actually fucked a robot. I mean, look at the name. He sounds like a guy from Star Trek. Freddie Mercury? Come on.
He was limited by the technology of his time.
Nah. Aliens abducted him at some point.
Anyway, next bullet point. We're rapid fire.
Yeah, Smithsonian is now open sourced.
Yep, I saw that you retweeted this earlier.
So basically,
very, very good news.
So basically, good news to all the artists and everything. Anything in the Smithsonian is now basically in public domain. So go to town. I almost said go to hell, but wrong word. Go to town.
Smithsonian is open source. Go to hell.
Smithsonian is open source. Burn. But no, that's actually really awesome, though. I think they've given out tools and stuff for you to use also on their own website, so you can actually get access to 3D models of the items and things.
Yeah, so they have a lot of like 2D and 3D assets and like videos and music, I think.
It is amazing. So now you can actually recreate the entire Smithsonian and then have Godzilla take a shit on it. If that's
pretty poggers.
Yeah, if that's just something you want to do. I'm just saying. enjoy while we have it, because you know someone's gonna ruin it. I can't wait to see what what horrible things the Smithsonian's going to end up being in. Now, next thing, I always go on this rant constantly because it is required in my life, but fuck Ready Player One and everything about that movie, franchise, book series. I hate it and I want it to burn in hell. Next one.
Yeah, if I can remember to do it, I will put some links in the description for some videos about Ready Player One. And then Ready Player 1, 2. Quentin Reviews did Jared's doppelganger did a couple videos about that.
Everyone says Quentin Reviews' is evil doppelganger is the quartering, but they haven't met me yet.
Oh, trust me, when this show gets bigger, it'll happen.
When this show reaches peak inflation.
All right, we got to take a quick commercial break because I drank coffee before we started, so I have to go to the bathroom.
While you're in the bathroom, I'll whisper sweet nothings.
Good idea.
Sweet nothings. Sweet nothings. Sweet nothings. Sweet nothings. Sweet nothings. Sweet nothings. Do you like it when I say those words? Mortal scum. I see you when you sleep. I am Santa Claus. Motherfucker. You want your goddamn tricycle so bad. Come up to the North fucking Pole and fight me for it, bitch. Because I'm not giving that shit up. I've turned a new leaf. New Year's resolution. New me, motherfucker. Santa Claus is coming. WrestleMania 2021. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna fuck The Undertaker. Santa Claus is coming to town and he's bringing the fucking pain train. Motherfuckers don't know what's gonna fucking come because they don't know that Santa Claus is real. Real as this fucking punch to their goddamn nut sack. Delivering presents in a whole new kind of painful way. St. Nicholas is gonna be there. WrestleMania 2021. Gonna fucking feast on The Undertaker's fat nuts. We gonna have some goddamn roasted nuts over that goddamn Christmas tree fire. Gonna start chopping down some fucking poinsettias to put on the graves of all those people we put in the ground. WrestleMania 2021, Santa's coming, motherfuckers, and you better believe, you better fucking believe. Believe in me, Santa Claus.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, good.
Oh, before we move on, I was watching Quentin Review's latest video with Haley.
Yeah.
And she told me that Quentin Reviews looks like all of my friends combined, and I can't say that she's wrong.
Yeah, he's got Ian's face shape, my face, and little bits of Ryan here and there, especially in his mannerisms.
The hair lately.
Lately, yeah. Have you seen Ryan's new luscious locks? Motherfucker's gonna get a prince up his tower.
Last I saw him, it was like shoulder length.
Mm-hmm. A bit longer now. It's over his neck. Turning into a hairband stylist. Also, I was not going to make mention of this because I figured it'd be funnier. Cut this out if you want. But I do want you to listen to the rant I just went on when you left.
I usually keep them.
Good. Because I'm actually really proud of that. I don't know what happened. I blacked out. But I felt something deep inside me channel. And it felt good, Alex. I think I fixed my back somehow. But no, back to the topics at hand. I already said fuck Ready Player One. It's a terrible film.
Your experience with Steam and Epic.
Okay, yeah. So there's a long-running debate with a lot of PC players and stuff, of which I am now part of, where it's like, Steam is better,
Welcome to the
Epic's
master
better.
race.
I'm just gonna say this right now, motherfuckers. They're the exact same thing. The only difference is Steam has mods.
Yeah, no,
actually, the difference is Steam has mods and Epic gives out free games every week. They're the same exact fucking thing. Y'all are just being bitches about it because you suck.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
I don't know where that's coming from. That's just a lot of aggression.
I'm a fairly vanilla gamer. So for me, pretty much what matters is like the UI and, just being able to buy and play games easily and having it just work.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, Steam and Epic are both pretty good about that.
I can understand
I do
the argument of like, oh, hold on, sorry.
There are some subtle differences, like Steam's like file management is a bit more flexible, but on the other hand, Epic, like you mentioned, gives out free games, which is really pro consumer, and it helps indie developers, get their name out there and get people playing their games, and they see, oh, I like this game in this series, and so might check out the sequel or any other games from that developer. So that's pretty good all around. Epic is also a more pro developer because I believe developers get a higher percentage of their gross from their games. And if you sell a game on Epic and you're using Unreal Engine, they waive the Unreal Engine fee. But I do prefer Steam just generally, unless I can get a cheaper price on Epic or the game is free on Epic. Simply because I own a Steam Link, and games that you buy on Steam are better supported on Steam Link. And whether you're using the actual Steam Link device or if you're using the Steam Link app, there's better support for remote play and stuff like that. And remote play together, that's a Steam feature that I like. But that's a pretty niche difference, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Chief. The only reason I use Steam more than Epic is because Steam automatically opens on my computer. I'm just that lazy. I don't want to click on another thing.
I do also like library sharing. Library sharing is a great feature on Steam.
It's nice, but it's like, I don't know. I don't really do much with it. Like, I have your entire library, but I still mostly play just my games.
Right. But for instance, I play a lot of like Jake and Ryan's games. Like I have Jake's copy of Half-Life Alyx, which I'm gonna get around to actually playing through 100%. I have Jake's copy of the Spyro Reignited trilogy.
Ooh,
and the Crash Bandicoot games.
Poggers, man. Do you got 4?
I don't think so.
That's not very pog. In fact, that's kind of cringe of him. Let's insult him next episode.
No, he'll listen to this and he'll get the message.
Cry. All right.
But yeah, I also have Jake's copy of Fallout 4, for example. So library sharing for me has been really nice.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a really nice thing, but it's not unique to just Steam. Xbox does that. I think PlayStation can do it now too.
Well, as far as PC goes, then it's unique.
I know, but what I'm trying to say though is like everyone complains about Steam versus Epic and stuff like that, but really there's no difference between all amounts of all the different things. Like maybe Origin's a bit different just because I know Origin's like kind of evil, and that's because EA is fucking evil.
Yeah, I don't like to support EA. I have bought one game through EA. Well, actually, I bought 2. I bought The Sims 4 and I bought Battlefront 2, the new one. I bought them on Amazon and it came as an Origin key.
Yeah, like I don't like supporting EA because of what it's done to a lot of the companies I've enjoyed, like Visceral Games and Respawn. Like those 2 companies, they were fucking amazing, and EA just absorbed them and turned them into shit polyps and crap. Now there'll never be another Titanfall game because Apex Legends is what everyone loves. It's not a bad game, but it's still depressing to think about because Titanfall 2 was amazing. Like, it was an okay story. Like, it wasn't anything new, but everything that they did for it, they did it exceptional, and I loved it. And there'll never be another one because EA fucked them. Yeah.
No, I would not have Origin installed on my computer if I didn't have to use it for Jedi Fallen Order and Star Wars Squadrons.
Yeah, like
because
that's what I got Xbox those. For.
Yeah, I got Fallen Order on Steam, and I got Star Wars Squadrons on Epic, and both of them launch through Origin, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And Battlefront 2 is going to be on sale, or not on sale. It's going to be free on Epic on the 14th. So the day before this episode goes up. So if you're listening to this like the day of release, or if you're listening to it soon after it comes out, Battlefront 2 free on Epic January 14th through the 21st. This isn't like a paid promotion or anything. I wish it was, but no, it's a good game now that they've like fixed it. And I mean, for free, you might as well just add it to your account.
No. I bought it before for like $30, and I liked it.
See, I bought it for $5.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't say it's a $30 game though, because like, even though they have everything, all the features are in the game, you don't have to buy anything and stuff. The only thing you buy are cosmetics, which, you know, still a shitty thing to do, but oh well. It still just isn't to the same level that the other ones were, and that's my biggest problem with it. It just feels like high quality Battlefront. Like, it doesn't feel like they did anything new to it, whereas like Battlefront 1 was Star Wars Battlefront. That was like the first one. And then the second one, they upped the ante. It just feels like they never did anything. They just added more hero characters.
The original first one?
Yeah. The first Battlefront game?
The remake of the first one is like really just boring. There's like multiplayer and nothing else.
I mean, I liked the ideas that they had with it being like it's not class based really, it's like character based. Like you build your loadouts and stuff with whatever weapons you want.
Yeah.
And I like that weapon.
I like the weapons in the game. I like how it feels, but it's just really hollow.
That's the thing though. I want there to be that amount of weapon, that amount of weapon customization, basically, like customizing your loadout. But with how the new Battlefront is, with how it's being originally class based and everything. And I also want there to be like just more things to do, because there's just not that much to do. It's like you play the main campaign, then you just do instant action the whole time because everything else is dead. And it's probably because there's not a lot of players, but it's like the only mission types are just the same mission type. It's do a thing, then do another thing, then you win. Like, there's no like hero battle, there's no like what is it, the invasion one, I forget what it was called from Battlefront 1, Galactic Conquest. There's no Galactic Conquest, there's no like capture the flag. It's just the same game mode, just the objective is different depending on what it is. Like instead of like defending the checkpoints, you defend the AT-AT, and that one's kind of unique, but like I don't know.
No, in short, fuck EA.
Fuck EA. Battlefront 2 isn't as bad as it was before. I recommend people at least try it.
Because it's free.
Yeah, it's a free game. I recommend you at least try it before you make your opinions on it. I paid money for it. I think I paid a little bit too much for it, but I might just be biased against EA. But I think even though I paid more than I thought I should, I still enjoyed the game and thought it was a fun little thing. It just, I got bored with it really soon after, and that's only because I think it's just my, like, want for more stuff. Because I like more stuff, because I'm a greedy little gizzard. Now, next thing on our rapid-fire list, while we're on Star Wars topics, Boba Fett's Return of the Mandalorian has been something we've discussed multiple times, and we're going to discuss it again. Because I realized something the other day when I stole this from someone on Twitter. The whole idea of having Boba Fett come back is it's cool and all, but I realize now it's all just a marketing plan. They gave him two different costumes with the same like look to it, but were distinct enough to stand out against each other. Because
it's the same reason that they include multiple Iron Man suits in every movie that Tony Stark shows up in.
New action figures. It's true.
Yeah, well, Star Wars has been a toy commercial since day one.
I know, but it's just so obvious now. I didn't think about it until I was looking at new Boba Fett, and I thought, he kind of looks like an action figure. Oh, wait a second. That being said, though, I absolutely love Mandalorian, and Star Wars is still amazing. Watch them. Yeah. Except for Episode 9. Fuck Episode 9. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. Now you were telling me though before we started recording that you saw there was a new Black Series figure.
Yeah, so this is something that happens a lot, is whenever there's a new Stormtrooper shown in the live action stuff, they'll make a Black Series figure of him. Because, you know, people like the Stormtroopers, they're an iconic design and everything. But this one, in my opinion, is one of the most egregious examples because they just took a normal Stormtrooper, which they already sold for $20, put like a little bit of black plastic on his shoulder, and released him again for another $20. It's the same gear he comes with, it's the same type of figure. It's just now he's, you know, the E-Web turret Stormtrooper. He doesn't even come with the turret. And I think that's kind of ridiculous. It's like,
Yeah.
collectors are going to have this group of Stormtroopers where the only difference is there's just a white tick on his armor or something. Well, I mean, they're all white, so there's gonna be like an orange tick or a black tag or something like that. And like, it just seems weird to do that. Just make one and then give them all the pauldron pieces. Boom. You just
I
release
the
that
only
ad
Stormtrooper toy
infinitum.
that I need is the one that Ian gave me, the Stormtrooper with the big chin.
Oh yeah.
Have I shown you Stormtrooper with the big chin?
I don't think you've shown me it, but I know what you're talking about, I think.
Hold on, let me present it to you.
Present me Chad Trooper. But yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. I'm fine with it. It just seems weird that, you know, oh, that's an
It's under
old
general.
one. That's a classic Stormtrooper, Alex. It's even yellowed
Looks
with
like
age.
the ones from Family Guy.
Yeah. No, that's an original Stormtrooper from Kenner. You fucking touched it, didn't you? You're touching it right now. I see your fingers. That thing could have been worth like at least $20. They don't sell for much.
Wow.
People love Star Wars too much. Vintage Star Wars toys are expensive, but then you have to remember how many people own vintage Star Wars toys. I had one. I had a vintage Star Wars toy in a box. I opened
Wow,
it.
I can't believe I just gave up $20
Yeah.
by tainting the plastic.
What you don't see is Ian's in the chat just saying, "Hey, you kept him." That's how valuable Kenner
I see now.
Stormtroopers. That's how valuable the Kenner figures are. Ian thought you would have thrown him away.
Wow.
That's how valuable Kenner stuff is now.
Little does he know that I am too sentimental to throw anything away that was given to me.
Yeah, I know that feeling. All right, next thing on the list because I forgot of this one.
Yeah,
but,
this is kind of related. So I have been more active on TikTok, as I have mentioned, link in description, and I've noticed this trend where like half of TikTok, at least from what I've seen, is just responding to prompts that other people post. Like, oh, tell me blank without telling me blank, and it's, you know, it's supposed to like kind of, you know, be like making fun of yourself. There's one that has been really popular. It's tell me you know that your boyfriend won't cheat on you without telling me that he won't cheat on you. And then people are stitching it with videos of their boyfriend liking Star Wars.
yeah.
And that's it. That's the joke. The joke is they like Star Wars. So, you know, they can't cheat on you. Cuz who would fuck them?
Yeah. I see that
But,
a
like-
lot with Instagram stuff. Is just like just how nasty it is because everyone's all like, "Oh, I would never cheat on my boyfriend. Look, he sucks."
Yeah, no, I want to dive into that a little bit because I responded to this on my profile, link in description, and basically saying I'm really tired of seeing this where it's like most of the ones that I've seen are just a guy liking Star Wars where it's like, oh, I know my boyfriend won't cheat on me. Look, he's wearing a Mandalorian helmet, or look, he's playing with the Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
And it's like, isn't that like mean? Basically saying, look how unfuckable my boyfriend is. He would never cheat on me because, like, you know, he wouldn't be able to because he likes Star Wars. He's a big old nerd. And I had a lot of people commenting on my video, link in description, saying basically like, oh, well, no, you're missing the point. The point is that, you know, they have, you know, their hobby that they like, And that means that they're so busy with their hobby that they don't have the time to cheat.
Sounds like
And it's
someone's trying to save face, really.
yeah. No, there was one that was like, I think you're trying to see something where there isn't anything, and it's like, check your self-esteem. And it's like, okay, if the point is that these people's boyfriends have a hobby that keeps them busy, why is it always something nerdy? Why is it always they like Star Wars or something, to that effect?
Yeah.
Why is it never, oh, here's a video of my boyfriend like working on a car or a motorcycle? See, they're so enveloped in this hobby that they don't have the time to go out and cheat.
It's almost
Because
like
they're so busy working on their motorcycle. Anything that's traditionally masculine. Why do you never see that?
It's almost like it was never about the hobby, about them having a hobby.
Because traditionally masculine people fuck, and people that like Star Wars don't, according to like the last 60 years of pop culture.
Yeah, it's like I was telling, who was it yesterday? I don't remember. People's names are gone to me. But it's like I was telling one of my friends the other day. It's like if like being the guy who fucks in society means I have to be a toxic piece of shit that only inhales sports. Yeah, I'm fine with dying a virgin. I'd rather live life doing the things I enjoy than fucking myself over because I don't want to die with someone else's predisposition on what's popular.
Right. But no, think about what else it's saying too. It's saying people that are into nerd shit are just, they're good guys. They don't do nothing bad. But I had people commenting on my video link in description saying, like, thank you for saying this because my ex cheated on me. He was a nerd and he cheated on me with another nerd.
Yeah. That's another thing I want to say.
So you're assuming that everyone that is a nerd is a good person, and I guess by extension everyone that isn't a nerd isn't a good person. I don't know. It's weird to me.
It's like I've been saying for years. All human beings are trash and we deserve what has happened to us. I never said the last bit until now, I realize. But yep, there we go. Hot take on the podcast. We deserve to perish in this holy fire. That's a very poggers moment for you gamers out there.
So anyway, moving on, Jared, which one do you want to do next?
Artist mannequins are fucking horrible, and whoever thought they were a good idea needs to die.
Yeah, now do explain, because I'm not sure what you're referring to.
So, little wooden people that you pose and stuff so you can trace them and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, they're terrible because A, the rubber bands never work. B, the ones that don't use rubber bands but use ball joints and stuff like that break because they're made of the most brittle piece of shit plastic. And C, I want you to grab an action figure off your shelf and try to draw a picture of them in that pose and tell me how well that works for you. It is the dumbest...
Well, the stormtrooper with the big chin is just kind of standing there, so that should be easy.
Okay, yeah. Well, you know what I mean, like a dynamic pose or something. Because it's so dumb,
Yeah.
like trace this pose. It's like, this doesn't help with posing at all. If anything, this made it worse. It's like, you want to know what helps with posing? Think of a pose. Give it your best shot. Because it's basically what you're doing with those fucking artist mannequins. I have one just because I like the way they look. I don't use it. I just like having a little wooden man doing the Shakespeare pose.
Yeah, no, that reminds me of the mannequins that I've seen at Kohl's.
Yeah.
Where they have like the posable fingers and
Okay, that's
movable
fucking
joints
weird.
and stuff.
I don't understand why we gave the mannequins fingers now. They still don't have heads, but now they have fully articulated hands.
No, I was there when I was shopping at Kohl's around the time that the finger thing where it's like, oh, made you look.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That was like making a resurgence. It was big again. And so many people posed the fingers on the Kohl's mannequins to do that.
It's funny and all, but again, I just want to point out, why are we doing this? Do we want them to use their newly articulated joints to pick up a magnum and shoot your children? Because that's what you're doing. Mannequins are going to come back, motherfuckers. We already had them enslaved for so long.
If we keep anthropomorphizing them, sooner or later, they're going to develop souls.
Yeah. It's like, it's bad enough people already want to fuck them.
What?
Moving on. Moving to the next one. Warhammer 40k designs fucking slap. Allow me to digress. So on Twitter, I was, doing my rounds, and I saw someone posting Warhammer stuff, and they were like, oh, look at this. This is the cool thing I have. And it got me thinking, is there ever a design that looks terrible? And you know what? I realized something. No, it does not. For some reason, Warhammer 40k, even with its most disgusting abominations to man, the designs fucking slap. Every one of them it just fits with their universe to the point where it's just perfect, because it's all stupid, over the top bullshit, but the universe is over the top bullshit, so you can do anything with it and it will work.
I've never done anything Warhammer related because I don't have 40k to spend on figurines. So I'll just take your word for it.
But you can go online, just like go on to Games Workshop and look up all the different factions and stuff, and like the different factions and like their different little sidekicks and stuff. It's like it all fits in with this stupid, over the top bullshit universe. Like, you can find something for anyone in Warhammer, and it's great. It fucking slaps. Moving on.
So we can close with this one. Every fantasy game is the exact same.
Yeah, I want to talk about this, because this is something I noticed the other day when playing another fantasy game. Why the fuck are we letting every fantasy game be the same exact one? Let me put this into perspective. So you play as a guy or a girl, doesn't matter. Sometimes it's just a guy, sometimes it's just a girl, sometimes you got the choice. But you play as a dude or a dudette, play as a person. This person is special. They have a special thing about them that makes them different from everyone else, and that's why you play as them. And this person usually starts in a perilous situation where it's either like their father is dead, they're on the run, they're a prisoner, they just got their heart ripped out or something. It's always some like dangerous, perilous situation that builds up the main starting story, which always results in you killing God. Or a god, or something that's akin to a god, or that has the power of a god. And usually it's about stopping world-ending stuff. Why? Why is that every fantasy game? Where's the fantasy game that's just about trying to survive under a dickhead fief lord? Where is that fantasy game?
That's real life.
I know, but it's just every fantasy game is the exact same thing, and I want to stress this enough.
Jared, games are supposed to be about escapism.
I don't want to escape into a world where I'm God. I want to escape into a world where I get beat up. And even Dark Souls is like that. Like, it has literally no story, but somehow it still ends with you fist fighting God. What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess that's more of like an issue with basic story structure.
Like, every role-playing game is essentially the same, and I want to point this out because Fallout has the same problem, where it's just basically a whole quest of trying to find someone or something, and then it usually ends with you overthrowing a government.
Hey, that's the fantasy.
I know, but I'm sick of living in the same fantasy. Just give me a different one. I want to have different flavors of life. Why is it either I'm oppressed or I killed God?
I think, that's what sells. That's just the popular story structure.
I know.
That's been what you're describing has been staples of the fantasy genre since its inception.
I know, but
I mean, that's basically like what Star Wars is.
Well, yeah, but like, you think with stuff like this, where it's just been the same thing all this time, but they keep making different additions to it, they'd figure out a way to, like, I don't know, maybe try something different. Like where's a fantasy story where it's in a fantasy universe where it's like D&D shit, but instead of killing God, it's about a guy like just trying to get like his foot in the door with the king or something. It's like a slice of life, but you know, everyone's not human except for the people that are. Fantasy's weird, trust me, but point is, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, that's not a horrible idea, doing slice of life in a fantasy setting.
it could be fun, but like no one wants to do that. They just want to kill God, even God of War. You know what?
No, I think that kind of setting just lends itself to that type of story.
I'm actually wrong, because God of War 4, the newest God of War, is different. Because instead of killing a god at the very end, you do that, but the last thing you do is you spread your wife's ashes with the kid you abused for half the game. But you love him, and you made him kill a guy. We're not going to talk about that part,
That's
though.
the fantasy.
That's the fantasy. Come here, boy. Boy. I counted. He says boy like 124 times, and he says son once.
Better than my dad.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, it's just every fantasy game has the same plot line, and it just makes me sad because they all have like these amazing backdrops for lore and stuff, but it always ends the same exact way. It's like, where's the fantasy game where you're not like the god-killing main character, you're just one of his friends?
That game would be boring as shit.
No, it wouldn't. It would be kind of exciting. Because it's like,
look, no one watched Harry Potter and wanted to be Ron.
I wanted to be Ron. He had an easy life.
Look, if anything, you'd either want to be Harry, the main character, or just some regular student, just removed from the action.
Okay, so maybe not like the god-killing hero's best friend, but you know what I mean? Like someone other than him. But still like a part in like the vital, like the main story. Like maybe you're not going up against God, but maybe you're helping.
The point of that genre is you want to be the hero. That's why it's called fantasy. The fantasy is you get to be the hero and save the day.
I don't want to be the hero. I just want to be that wizard that lives in a tower and does fuck all for the rest of his life.
How would you even structure a story like that? Like, what's the beginning, middle, and end of that?
Okay, well, you know, like all those VR games where you have to like clean your room and shit? It's basically that.
I've never heard of something
game.
So boring.
It's like House Flipper, except you use spells.
So you just want House Flipper with like a fantasy skin?
No, I want Fable, but they remove the entire main plot. So it's like the entire story is just trying to start a successful real estate business in a failing kingdom.
See, I feel like that's just mixing things that don't belong together. And it really does feel like you just want a reskin of like a house flipping game.
Okay, maybe I want a fantasy house flipping game. Is that
like,
too
okay,
much
so you know,
to ask for?
So you know how with Microsoft's like the Windows 10 version of Solitaire, you can like reskin the game so it looks like it's like an old west setting.
Yeah,
that's basically what you're asking for.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. Maybe
you're just asking for all the cards to just look different but function the same.
Okay, like,
but instead of Solitaire, it's house flipping. Or you know what? Just Solitaire. Just make it a game of Solitaire set in a fantasy setting because you don't want to be the hero.
I'm just saying, Alex, you
just want to be some guy in the corner playing with his deck of cards.
I'm just saying, Alex, you're talking to the same guy who plays No Man's Sky by being a package delivery man and doesn't do the main storyline at all. I have millions of credits in that game, or no, nanites.
All right, guys, welcome back to Jerry Plays. Today
we're finishing our 145th job, delivering
today we're doing
Gek idol to the not Gek people.
Well, welcome back to episode 15 of my no ambition playthrough of Fallout New Vegas.
I do have an ambition. I'm going to be employee of the month in a game that, you know, in the job field I want, delivering packages to people in space. Also, like, just like you can be a bounty hunter and stuff, and you can have like a complex, like, interesting story about like a rivalry between you and another bounty hunter, and it doesn't have to end with one of you killing God. I'm just saying, you could tell amazing
Well, look,
stories without
at that
having
point,
the guy
you're so
kill
close. You're so close. You might as well just take the final step and just kill God.
God. I'm just okay. Okay, I just want to put this to perspective. Imagine Red Dead Redemption 2, the game about being a cowboy who
I
has
have never played that.
Basically, this is the plot of Red Dead Redemption 2. You're a cowboy who's like a bad guy, but you actually have like a heart of gold, but you're struggling with it because like you want to still be the bad guy because like that's what you've been your whole life, but like deep down you do good things. And at the end, you have like this whole change of heart, and there's all this moral stuff where you basically like you're trying to save what's left of your gang because they're your family, but at the same time, like you're a good guy now and shit. And so it ends with you dying of tuberculosis because you were an asshole at first. There's other context to it, but
Is that what you want? Is that what you want every game to be now?
no.
It just ends with you dying of tuberculosis.
No, there's more to it. It's like you get in a fight with the guy that betrayed the gang because he tried to make another guy like his fall guy, but you're friends with the other guy, and the gang leader just is going insane the entire time, and everything just hits the fan. But like, imagine instead of having like this emotional moment with your father figure in this game, instead you just shoot God in the dick. You see, I don't like that. That's not the ending I want. I want more like story-driven fantasy shit. I want a cowboy storyline, but with fantasy shit. I want some kid to have like the king's men kill his family, and then he goes on revenge. But like, you know, he doesn't go and end up killing the fucking king. Just like the sheriff of the town that killed his dad. Basically.
So if anyone watching or listening knows of a game like that, comment it or tweet it at us so Jared can finally be happy.
Shit, fam. Knight's Tale was one of my favorite fantasy movies. Well, not fantasy, but like night movies. Because instead of it being about like serfs rising up and killing the tyrant king, it's about a guy just trying to get really good at being a jousting man. Because he just really wants to live his dreams.
So it's like a sports biopic.
It is exactly a sports biopic, and that's what my topic is next episode. Good night, everyone.
All right, yeah, let's close out. Let's just end it.
Okay, I got the cyanide capsule ready. Let's go.
Wait. Before we close it out, I have a game recommendation. I just started playing Trover Saves the Universe. Jared, I sent
you told me to
I texted you about this. So Trover Saves the Universe. It's on Steam, it's on Epic, it's on the Oculus Store. It's a flat screen and VR game, so you can play it either way. I started playing it in VR, maybe like I played like maybe an hour of it last night. It's really, really fun. It was created by Justin Roiland, the guy.
Has nothing to do with Rick and Morty. So if you don't like Rick and Morty, you're good.
Yeah, so it's
same humor,
created by
though, but
yeah, same sense of humor. So yeah, if you like Rick and Morty, check it out. It's a similar kind of vibe. But anyway, yeah, it's really fun. Check it out. If you see it on sale, pick it up, or if it ever goes free on Epic, definitely pick it up.
They're free
get
games,
it on,
just get them.
Yeah, get it on Epic, Steam, Quest, whatever you have, because it's good and I really like it, and I want you to experience it, listeners.
I might get it, but I have to get my Oculus working again. I gotta find my charging cord for that.
Oh, okay.
That's my problem. But yeah, no, so let's close out this show. We have big topics for next episode, so it's not going to be as
Jared, what are you
disjointed.
doing?
What do you mean?
What are you doing? I'm hearing like sounds.
What do you mean?
What is that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What is that, and why are you doing it while you're talking?
What are you talking about? There's nothing going on.
What is that?
What are you talking about?
I just want to know what that is.
I don't know what you're talking about, Alex. I honestly have no idea.
Do you think this kind of tomfoolery works on me?
Alex,
do you think it works on someone of my caliber?
Alex, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't hear anything.
Because you stopped doing it.
Stop doing what?
All right, then keep your secrets.
All right, let's close this out.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to Bold of You to Say.
Except for you, Craig, you son of a bitch. All right, sorry.
If you like today's episode, be sure to like, subscribe, whatever your platform allows. Leave a comment if you disagreed with anything we said in today's show, which statistically you do. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions for topics for us to cover in a future episode. Oh, I keep forgetting to say this. Leave us a review on Podchaser. It's a podcast like aggregate site. It's like IMDb for podcasts. Leave us a review on there. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
Now this is pod chasing.
Follow us on social media. That's all linked down below. Follow me on TikTok, where I am getting more active.
Follow me home if you want to get stabbed.
Oh, and share with a friend. Share this show with everyone that you are friends with, even people that you aren't friends with. That girl from high school that you never got to tell her how you truly feel.
She's got 4 kids now. Divorced 3
share
times.
It with her.
Yeah, she'd appreciate it. I know you guys still talk. And also remember, if you don't do any of the things Alex just told you to do, I will break into your house and pee in the clothes you're currently wearing.
Yeah. Send this link to your high school bully. Send it to all of your previous bosses.
Send it to anyone you can, or else I'll send you straight to hell.
Tweet it at the president. Oh wait.
Oof. I'm sure he's on Parler. Don't worry. Oops. I'm gonna get stabbed.
What a shit show.
I know. What, Parler or
Parler?
ours?
Not this episode. And with that, I have been your host, Alex Myers.
I love you, audience.
Good night, everyone.
And remember,
good 9 a.m. through 9 p.m. audience.
2021, Santa's coming, WrestleMania. He's gonna fuck you. Hey, good night.
So, Jared, you mentioned at the top of the episode that the FBI had to block a bunch of furries, and I am just now remembering that we never got into that.
Yes. So, on artist Twitter, you get a lot of news from the furries and stuff like that, them being a prominent part of it. You know, given that all they ever do is draw pictures and shit.
Right.
A thing that erupted about 2 weeks ago, I think. Since the BLM stuff, the protests, I'm sorry, I'm eating dinner while I'm talking. But since then, furries have just been sending porn to the FBI, like hardcore porn.
And you know what? That's
So the FBI,
that's an act of civil disobedience.
Oh my god! But what happened though is the FBI, the official FBI account, started banning furries, like blocking them and stuff. And recently, with the things that have gone on now, they have gone and unblocked all of them just so they have more of a reach for their investigation into the events at the Capitol.
All the furries are like, I knew you'd come crawling back.
Yeah. From what I hear, though, well, a lot of the furries are still just sending porn to them, though. This has been the weirdest storyline. It has been the weirdest storyline watching the FBI just basically get shit on and then crawl back for more because they can't find people using their surveillance equipment. But a bunch of 13-year-olds with dog avatars are going to find the culprits.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck the FBI. Oh, you're going to cry. You're going to go overthrow a South American government.
Cool, Elon Musk.
Yeah, no, I am so glad that happened. That's such a funny story.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Send porn to the FBI to trigger the conservatives. No, it's crazy though that like government officials can just block people.
Yeah.
like you're supposed to be like a servant of the people, but like you can just decide who can and cannot reach you.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Like no, I get it. I get that, you know, they were sending porn to the account, but
It's the FBI.
yeah. All around just great story.
Yeah.
All right, now goodbye everyone.
Yes, this will be our bonus episode.
This will
3
be the
minutes.
end credit stinger.
Yes. We're teasing podcast 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Thank you.
So yeah, good night. Well, good 9 a.m. through 9 p.m. everyone.
No, now it's night. They have to. This will be like perfectly lined up to where it's no longer in time.
Good 9:04 p.m.
You'll be destroyed now. Also, forgive me if you can hear my chewing.
Don't worry. I'll just trim around where you're talking.
No, the secret is I want them to hear it.
Oh.
I want them to be jealous. Jealous that they are eating such a fantastic meal.
Look, I'm sorry, but I have to make an executive decision here. As owner of this production, I cannot in good conscience allow the listeners to hear you chewing.
Just hardcore eating a fucking brisket. Just what you wanted to hear.
Anyway, good night, everyone. Good 9:05 p.m.
I'll be seeing you all shortly.